again, Rebecca here. Today, again, we are working with Christy's Beautiful Life 31 Day of Sketches. That was the sketch that we are using, and I'm using my Stash Made kit. This is the second layout I'll be posting today, and I am going to go ahead and pull the Chamel field trip, all of the stuff I have for that, along with some other boy stuff. And I'm gonna go ahead and scrap these two pictures of my fiance cutting grass, and just kind of noting that when I met him almost 2 years ago, and we started having getting a little serious, talking about the stuff that relationships and living together and stuff, and he always said there were several things that he would never do again, and cutting grass is one of them. So I'm documenting the fact that he is cutting grass. So the sketch called for 2 4x6 photos, one vertical, one horizontal, but since both of my photos were the same orientation, I just kind of, they're both vertical, so I cut one smaller just so I give the effect. Now I am thinking, tapping my fingers, just tap, 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 tapping. And I go ahead and I pull out my Martha Stewart circle cutter, and I lose footage because I thought I hit record and I was in reverse. So when I stopped it, I didn't actually stop it, and when I went to record, I actually stopped it. So I went ahead and cut out all these different circles with my circle cutter, and now I'm going to use my circle punches to punch out some more circles. The sketch called for some circles on the layout, and I actually ended up putting more on here than what the sketch called for because I had cut too many, and it worked. So I'm going to go ahead and use that paper right here with the arrows to create my banner element that is shown. And I'm just going to get that trimmed up so there'll be a rocket shooting out of both sides of the pictures. And the journaling spot over there that says to the moon and back is also going to go on the layout. And I'm just going to trim out to the moon and back. Now I did go ahead and cut that in half because it's obviously not long enough to span a 12 by 12 sheet because it's a 6 by 8 from a 6 by 8 photo pad. So I went ahead and cut it so that I can hide it underneath the picture. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, trim this to the moon and back. I do not make you watch me do all of it. See, there you go. And I'm going to go ahead and back it in this light blue cardstock that I had in my stash. And since it's a Stash Made kit, it's okay. I can pull from my stash. But I wanted something to kind of ground the picture. So we're going to go ahead and cut it out of this and do a nice little square pattern. And then I am going to go ahead and use what I cut to the moon and back, that journaling piece. I'm going to go ahead and use that to back as well, I believe. Did everybody get that stuccoed? That's where that's going to go. And I know it's too long, I just haven't cut it off yet. And I'm just trying to see how it's going to look. And I really did get that picture adhered nicely to the page. So I'm going to come in and see, I'm trying to look to see where I would like the to the moon and back, and I'm just like, all right, I'm going to get that one there, and we're going to put that one up there. I was thinking about maybe there, but I'm not digging it, so I do put it right here. And now that is got some journaling on it. It's got some journaling strips, so I'm going to go ahead and put my journaling there. And now I'm just going to go ahead and put the circles where the sketch shows that there should be circles, plus I add some more. And I'm just trying to kind of see what I like, what I don't like. And it does change. You guys know how that works, huh? I really wanted to put it down at the bottom, but it was yellow, and I needed to really get the yellow at the top. Just to kind of bring yellow to both top and bottom with the circles. So I'm going to go ahead and get that to the moon adhered to the top and back adhered to the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and fill that awkward space up that is on the to the moon, and then where it overhangs the picture. So see, I was trying to figure out maybe put it here, and that is so not going to stay there. So I'm going to go ahead and get my circles all adhered nicely to the page and kind of figure out how I want that to go. And I did, if you notice, I switched the orientation, so there is just a smidge of yellow at the top there now. ATG did run out of tape, so I went ahead and grabbed my Stampin' Up! Little bitty guy, and we're going to go ahead and use him. We're going to get the big guy down. And I lined it up to like match with the picture, but then guess what? It wasn't straight. So I'm going to go ahead and bring out my T-square ruler. And I'm going to get that straight, and then I'm going to get this right up in there. Because obviously, the straight lines, if it wasn't straight, you would so be able to see that. And we're just going to stick this guy right about there. And I'm going to throw those to the side, and now I'm going to get my photo mat cluster area stuck down, again with the T-square ruler. And yeah, I did not put it in the exact same place that I had it, but that's okay. Now I do have to come in. I futzed with this for quite a bit. And finally I get it. And then guess what? It's too long because I moved my photo cluster over. So I'm going to get that little guy stuck down there. Now I'm going to come in with this dude. And then I'm going to have to pull the other side up. I mean, it was just a little craziness for me, huh? And I'm going to get him straight, and then I'm going to line it all up again, which I am going to have to come, and I'm just going to trim that off. And now I'm like, all right, so this is fun. I eventually get it in the end, everyone. I mean, it took me a minute, but that's all right. We got it. So now I'm going to go ahead and grab some of the embellishments that I have, and we're going to stick this cool right there. Maybe not. I'm going to try to make it work. I do just lightly stick it there. I'm going to go ahead and use this other little circle element. It's a record, but once I add something else to it, you won't be able to tell that it's actually a record. And I'm going to go ahead and use this last little ticket piece right here. And so I have to pull it up just a smidge, because I want that to go there, but I don't want the hat to cover up the banner. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this right here, and then we're going to stick the hat right over there, and it's going to nestle right in with his head. Well, I thought it was, but it didn't. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the sticker sheet that comes with the collection. And because I had that weird little spot show it, I'm going to go ahead and stick this awkward little label right there. Yeah, it was kind of a messed up cluster for me, but it's okay. It worked out in the end. I'm going to go ahead and take this little bitty dragonfly. I'm going to stick him right there and pop his little wings up. And then I'm going to come along and I am going to use Right On as my title. And I'm just going to stick it right in here, and I am going to futz with that just a little bit more so that it kind of fits right in there. And as you can see, I did my journaling off camera as well. And then I'm going to sprinkle a whole bunch of these little dots around, and there's not too much more that I'm going to do to the layout. Go ahead and check out the links that I have below to see the Facebook group for the 31 Days of Sketch over on Christy's Beautiful Life, so that you can see all the other wonderful takes. I believe this is the day 4 challenge, so obviously I'm several days behind, but that's okay. I'm going to catch up, and I'm just going to make sure that I get everything nice and stuck down, and I do believe that I go ahead and